Welcome to Popcorn to Go, a podcast by the Popcorn in Bed sisters. I'm Cassie.
And I'm Carly, and we are here as your below average movie experts to talk about some things movies, pop culture, all things life, daily thoughts, and more.
So grab your popcorn and come hang out with us. Hey guys, welcome back.
Hello,
Popcorn
everyone. Thank you for being here. Yes, with the Popcorn to Go podcast.
We are excited to bring you another episode. We've passed 10, so this is a milestone for us.
We're. I do that at a lot of work meetings. I forgot that I don't do that here. In a lot of work meetings, if someone says something exciting or we finally accomplish something, that's my go-to noise. So there you have it, everyone.
I feel like it's more like, wow, 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 wow. Okay.
I feel like that was going to be sad. Like, wah, 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 you know?
Oh boy. Okay.
Recording at night. You never know what you're going to get.
Guys, it is a late night recording. We are both in our ponytail braids, which means it's hair wash day tomorrow. And but this one's fun. I have been thinking about this one since we decided we were going to do it. And I've been asking people and it's kind of fun to think about. So we hope you like it.
Yes, I think, and this is a foreshadowing, but like some of yours for me were my favorite.
Yeah. Okay, so, but just quickly, let's do a little catch up. So,
well, we can say we're going to talk about and then do the catch up. So just so those comments make sense, in this episode, we are going to talk about things and movies that we love that most people don't.
Yeah.
And it made me think of, I think I mentioned this in a previous episode I told a little bit of story about like the don't yuck my yum. And so as we go through these things, I'm like, to each their own, don't yuck my yum.
Or don't yum my yuck. Or no. Okay. This was kind of inspired by this week on the channel. Somehow I got trolled into watching a movie called Howard the Duck. And far and away, it's the worst movie I've seen on the channel. And I am easily entertained. We are not
movie critics.
Yes, but literally, I have never been so like, when will this be over? Like, it was brutal.
Okay,
it was a
question.
Yeah.
People are going to hate that I'm asking this, but was it worse than the movie that shall not be named because we got in trouble for not liking it, aka Batman 1989?
Times 100.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow. And
that
sorry,
looked
everyone.
Like an actual Oscar masterpiece compared to this.
Spoiler. We watched Batman 1989. We didn't love it. People did not love that. We did not love it. Okay, sorry, Cass. Keep going.
This could be someone's thing that fits in this episode. It's the opposite. But anyways, then right after that, I watched the fourth Star Trek Next Generation movie. It's called Star Trek Nemesis. And there's 4 movies. And the second one was
the new one with Chris Pine?
No, I'm almost there.
I want to see
the
that
next one.
Can I watch
You've never seen it?
No.
Ooh, I don't know if you can watch it with me though, because I've been literally watching Star Trek for a year to get to this movie. So I don't think you deserve it.
How dare you? Just kidding.
Anyways, okay, so then right after I watched this 4th movie and everyone's like, oh, this is like the worst Star Trek movie. It's, it was terrible, blah, blah, blah. And I finished it. I'm like, what are you guys talking about? That was so fun. Like, you were way too hard on it. And so anyways, it was kind of one of these things of like a movie that it's generally disliked. Even the Trekkies, don't love it. But I had a great time. So that's what this episode is kind of inspired by this week.
Well, that's funny because I felt like that about the one X-Men movie, right?
Totally.
Everyone's like, this is the worst one. And I was like, I think that was my favorite one.
Yeah, totally.
And we are not, or at least I'm not shy about this. We call ourselves the below average movie experts. And I am very aware most of my favorite movies are not critically acclaimed. So
yeah. I mean, and that's the thing. Like, you can love a movie that is critically acclaimed, but then there's those movies that just bring you joy and you don't really know why. And that's going to be a lot of this list for us, I think. Okay, so Carly, you saw Wicked. Let's talk Wicked real quick because
my
everyone and their
gosh.
dog is talking about it.
Did I ever see Wicked? Yes, I saw it twice. Okay, I went
It's
Wednesday.
a 3-hour movie, Carly.
And then I went Saturday night, and I was like looking up showtimes. I was like, I have to go again. It's all I can think about. So I'm like looking at matinees, probably gonna go by myself. And then I ran into a friend and she hadn't seen it, so we ended up going with each other. But people, I'm obsessed. I am obsessed. I've been listening to the soundtrack for the last 4 or 5 days straight. Like I just. On Saturday, I was going for a run on the treadmill and I was not in the mood to run. So I put on Defying Gravity and all of a sudden I'm like, such a good pace. I'm going. And then the end of my run comes and I'm like, oh, I'm kind of tired, but I want to keep going. I put on Defying Gravity again and I'm just going.
Round 2.
And listen, that run had to last a long time because I did it as my last song and it's like an 8-minute song. So anyways, it's so well done. I wasn't sure how I felt about Ariana Grande doing it. She did amazing. Jonathan Bailey in it. Oh my goodness.
I am excited about that.
Obsessed. It's just, I don't know. I mean, I've seen the Broadway. I liked the music before. Okay.
I'm going in like pretty completely blind.
I have heard people who like knew a little bit more about it like it more, but I can still give you like a little bit of backstory and I feel like I still think you'll really like it. But yeah, like I grew up, Defying Gravity's always been my most favorite Broadway song. But I just...
So it lives up to the hype because every single person I have talked to, like every person is like, it's incredible, 20 out of 10, like... I'm waiting for one person to be like, everyone needs to calm down. It's not as good as everyone says, but not one person has.
I'm sure there are people out there that are saying that, not in our circles. But yeah, I really loved it. Everyone go see it. I feel like even if you're not a huge musical person or whatever, like I still think you'll enjoy it. Well, actually, I'm curious. Let me know. If you're not a musical person, do you still like it?
So, and I didn't realize until someone just told me that it's only part 1.
Yes. Oh yeah, you should definitely know that going in. Because I mean, it is a long movie, but yeah, it's only part 1. And
that's a little crazy.
I feel like part 1 carries like a lot of the
oomph.
Yes. So I'm curious to see how part 2 goes. But yeah, I honestly want to go again. So I'm...
Wow.
Yeah.
That's amazing. Really I feel like I'm the only person on the planet who hasn't seen it yet, but
I know. Well, I'll go with you.
Okay.
But yeah, and I feel like I went with the first time I went with a group who a pretty like mixed group, some of the guys like action movies, like hadn't really seen it, didn't know much about it, whatever, some film people, and everyone really liked it. So
really,
I mean, I like loved it, and I think everyone still really liked it. So that's pretty dang good. I crushed Gladiator 2 in the box office. So
yeah, I saw something that was like all based on the success of this. Like Hamilton is going to get rushed into a production because
I was thinking about that as I was watching it. I was like, I bet some of those big musicals will now become movies because I loved when Hairspray came out as a movie. I loved that one too.
Oh,
I mean, it had already
actually
been a movie, but still. Anyways,
yeah. Okay, so. Both of us haven't seen Gladiator 2. I think we're going to save it for the channel.
I've heard some things that I'm a little bit nervous about, but that's okay.
I've just heard mixed reviews, but
I've heard that it's one of the most gory movies people have ever seen.
What?
So,
I mean, your circle's
some
probably
of the
pretty
scenes that were described to me.
Like, people are describing scenes to you? Carly, that's when you say, spoiler alert.
Okay, well, I know people are going to die. Like, it's Gladiator.
Okay. Yeah.
But this came from a person who, the first Gladiator is one of their favorite movies.
Oh, wow.
And they said, I don't ever need to see it again because it was so gruesome.
Wow. Have they seen like 300?
I mean, I don't know, but they've seen like Deadpool, Wolverine, and Logan, and I thought those were crazy, and they say it's way more.
Okay.
So I'm
nervous.
See.
We'll see. I saw Moana 2, which is the highest grossing animated movie of all time this weekend.
Wait,
Opening
Moana
weekend.
2?
Moana 2.
More than like Frozen 2?
Yes. And do you know that Moana
actually blowing my
1
mind.
is the most streamed, not even animated movie. It's just like the most streamed thing ever. I hope I'm not making this up.
I had no idea. I mean, so this is interesting because I know Moana is very beloved. In my mind, Frozen is more beloved, but I guess not. But this is the opposite of the episode we're about to get into. But it's funny because Moana is one of my... I still really liked it, but like if I had to rank them, it's on the lower end of newer Disney movies that have come out.
Yeah, this says Moana 2 shatters box office records around the world. Record-breaking Thanksgiving box office.
Oh, I don't know when the others were released, but it was prime release time. Well, I mean, yes, busy theaters because of Wicked and Gladiator 2, but I feel like movies on Thanksgiving is I heard of just about so many people and families doing that. And so for a family movie to come out, I feel like that was some great timing. So good job, marketing team of Moana 2.
Yeah. And, you know, it's such a good family thing that you can do. So I think that's a huge part of it. I really enjoyed it. I did not like it as much as the first. The story was a little, I think, harder for at least my kids to follow. It was a little more convoluted. I did think it suffered. So Lin-Manuel Miranda did the first one, music for the first one. He did not do the one for this one. And I think it suffered from not having him. And that's the last couple Disney movies have suffered a little bit in the musical department, I think, because of his absence. So if anything, this might be great for him. Like,
what happened to him?
I'm not really sure, actually. I don't know if it was a him thing or a Disney thing or what. But I still really enjoyed it. And but there wasn't as many catchy like jams. You know what I mean?
Gotcha. Yeah.
Yeah. But anyways, so that was our movie watching catch up. Okay, so why don't we get into, we thought before we did the movies, we were just thinking of kind of random things that are universally disliked, but we happen to like. So, do you want to go back and forth?
Sure.
Okay, my first one is I like well done steaks. And most of the people, when I order it at my table, ask me to leave. But
our dad just died a little.
Yeah. But I don't know. I know it's not actually blood, but I don't like the idea of the red juicy stuff coming out. I just like the taste better. If it just tastes too raw if it's not well done to me. I know I'm a weirdo, but that's the thing.
I'll take medium rare and you can keep your well done. Thank you.
Yeah. You and all the people.
Yes. Yeah, most steak connoisseurs, that's not allowed.
Yeah.
Okay, one of mine is cold food. I can eat almost any food cold and feel totally great about it. I remember
we're talking like leftovers the next day. She just gets them out of the fridge, and a normal person.
If it's easy to microwave, I'm sure. But I remember in college, I would bring my lunch, and the cafeteria place was always so crowded to microwave, so I would just eat it cold. And my brother would look at me and say, "That's disgusting." And I swear he'd be like, "You can't eat that by me. It's too gross." And I'm like, "What? It's fine." Like pasta, lasagna, whatever. I'm like, who cares?
Lasagna. Oh, no, I could not.
Yeah, can totally do
Well,
it.
and some people would say they don't even like leftovers. Like a lot of people don't eat leftovers, but I tend to enjoy. I tend
love
to enjoy
leftovers.
them. Yeah,
That's true. Yeah, I like cook 1 or 2 meals a week and then just eat it throughout the week. So
yep. Okay, my next one is raisins in cookies, which some people think is a crime, but an oatmeal raisin cookie is probably top 2 cookies. So
I'm the same way. So I
Really?
get you on that one.
Yeah.
Oatmeal raisin. Yeah, one of my most favorite cookies.
oh, it's so good. But some people think it's like a con. If they think they're getting a chocolate chip and it's a raisin, like such a sin. But
Yes,
I love
yeah.
oatmeal raisin cookies.
And I'm so here for it. This one, well, so at first I was having a hard time thinking of a few of the things, which was funny because I'm like, I know I have a lot of hot takes and I know I have a lot of unpopular opinions, but I just was blanking. So there was a couple that Cassie was reminding me of, and I was laughing out loud, especially when you just said math or you like math. And I'm like, oh yeah, I guess most people in the world don't love math, but I do really like math. Yeah, I used to be a math teacher. So
Yeah, she got a minor in math education or something. Nerd alert.
I'll own it. I'm an athlete. Just kidding.
Okay, I like microwave popcorn better than like hand popped popcorn. This is another thing that like kills my dad inside a
I
little
was
bit.
going to
'cause-
say, I'm like, I can't believe we grew up in the same household because my dad was always making popcorn, the whirly pop on the stove.
Yep. Give me that fake butter. Stains the bag and probably your insides, but I don't know, there's something about it. MSG or something.
I guess mine would be, I didn't put this, but I like skinny pop, like better than movie theater popcorn. So
Yeah, another one probably.
okay, my next one is flat drinks. Oh, like I like a little carbonation. I mean, I love my Maverick Run to get my fountain soda pop, but I do like a lot of ice, so it's flatter.
Less carbonated. Yeah.
And I really like Olipop too, if you've ever had those, but I can't drink it at first because it's too carbonated. So I will open it up the day before to drink it.
Oh my gosh.
And keep it in the fridge and then drink it the next day.
All day just marinating in the fridge for you.
I take like a couple sips right before, and then I'm like, tomorrow it's going to be perfect. And it still has a little carbonation, but not as much.
That's funny. I like the dentist. I actually, mostly because I really enjoy laughing gas. So that's a plus for me. I don't mind the dentist at all. When people hate the dentist, I kind of look forward to it. Especially like, as a mom, I'm like, whew, I get to lay down and watch a movie and I'll be numb. So give me that laughing gas, pump that in. It's a little spa day.
That is, not so much. I tried laughing gas one time, and it made me so anxious.
I've heard
So
that
anxious.
for some people it can have the opposite effect, which I'm really sorry about that. Your loss.
Yeah. Okay, my next one, I'll group these two, but I've talked about it before on here, but movies by myself, specifically a matinee, but by myself. There's been times in my life where I feel like someone's like, well, like, could I come? And I'm like, sure. But in my mind, I'm like, and I'm grouping this one together because it's a by myself thing, but road trips.
Oh, yeah, you weirdo.
A-okay to do a road trip by myself. I just put on my audiobook and I cruise, and I am totally here for it. Like, I enjoy it by myself. But Cassie and I are different in that way too, because they're like, if I come home and no one's home, I'm like, oh yes, house to myself. But I remember her saying, Cass, if you would go home and your roommates weren't home or something, you'd be like, I gotta get out of here.
Yeah, I don't like being alone. Well, that's changed a little bit since having kids. But what the other thing is, like, we'll walk into a restaurant, and if there's no one in there, my husband's like, sweet, and I'm like, ooh, we should go. Like, I love
And it has
hustle
nothing
and
to do
bustle.
about the rating of the restaurant.
No, I just like being part of a crowd. And I know people hate crowds, but I kind of like crowds. Like, I love crowded restaurants. I like crowded shopping centers and airport. I don't know. I'm like, yeah, we're all pumped about the same thing. I don't know.
Yeah. And I'm like, I don't like shopping on a good day. And if it's really busy, like Black Friday, literally my worst nightmare. Yeah.
Yeah, and I thrive. It
Yes, you do.
fuels me, Haters gonna hate or something. I don't know. Okay, my last one is the word moist. Everyone hates it. I don't mind it at all. Moist, 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 moisture. I don't know. I don't know why everyone hates it so much. Like,
it does get a really bad rep.
yeah. I feel like it was like people on the internet said you had to hate the word moist like 10 years ago, and then everyone did, but I don't mind it at all.
That
Moist
and
cake?
Nickelback.
Yeah.
Just kidding.
Poor Nickelback.
I know,
They're
for
actually
some
not
reason I
that
feel like they
bad,
got
right?
a bad rep, but I think they're good.
I mean,
I actually haven't heard anything of theirs for a long time, so I don't know. But I just remember being like middle school or high school and be like, you can't like Nickelback.
yeah.
But anyways, okay, my last couple, well, I don't like shopping, but I actually really like grocery shopping. And I like green smoothies and ketchup chips. And those aren't always loved by others as well, but I really love them.
Yeah. Because like I feel like I'll like plug my nose and drink a green smoothie because I want to be healthy or something, but never by choice. But you actually legitimately enjoy it.
I can't do the crazy green ones. Like I need some fruit in there for sure. But yeah, I do enjoy a green smoothie.
Okay. Kate, those are our little things we thought of, and I'm very excited to read the things that you guys, come on, we're all like secret weirdos, so tell me what you love that most people don't. Tell us, I should say. Okay, do you want to get into the movies?
Yes, let's do it.
Oh, I wanted to share this quote I saw, because I feel like this kind of sums up the theme of the episode and what we're talking about. It's by... I said this wrong on a live once, and now I don't know which way is wrong. I thought it was Roger Ebert, but it might be Roger Ebert. Do you know? Like the famous movie critic, the most famous movie critic?
I've never heard of him before.
Ebert?
I'm sorry, Roger.
Roger Ebert or Ebert.
I read it Ebert first, which probably is wrong because I feel like I normally read those things wrong. So
I know I said it wrong, but now I don't remember which way I said that was wrong.
Okay.
Anyways, okay. He says, and this is about the movie The Mummy, which we watched last October. You know, Brendan Fraser. Okay. He said, there's hardly a thing I can say in its favor, except that I was cheered by nearly every minute of it. I cannot argue for the script, the direction, the acting, or even the mummy, but I can say that I was not bored, and sometimes I was unreasonably pleased. I feel like that's perfect. Like, you sometimes can't explain why you like a movie, and sometimes you even know, like, this is not great.
yes,
I know that, but it is bringing me joy. So,
I feel like there's a lot of things I don't really notice. Like when he's talking about like, the script, all these things. Like I don't know. I mean, I notice bad acting, but a lot of times I can get past it. Yeah, there are a lot of times though where people like picking apart certain things of the film, and I'm like, huh, I was entertained. I liked it.
yeah. Yeah. Okay, so you go first.
Well, I feel like you should go first.
Okay.
Well, actually, it's funny though, because Cassie was texting me some of these movies and I was shocked because I thought all those movies were amazing and were so great. And I was so shocked that people don't love them. So I really don't know what's going on in the world. Like, I know my movies people don't love. A lot of the rom-coms, the chick flicks, they're not doing great. And I literally laughed out loud looking at some of the Rotten Tomato scores. But some of the ones you texted me about, I'm like, wait, I thought people loved those. So I'm confused now.
Well, and sometimes there is a huge difference between like a critic score and an audience score, right? Like sometimes critics hate it, but audiences love it. And that is the case with some of these. But when I texted Carly the episode idea, I'm like, movies that nobody likes, but we do. She's like, that's literally all my favorite movies. So here we go.
Literally.
Okay. The first one I thought of, and I don't know if this is like universally disliked. It has a 41% on Rotten Tomatoes, but it's The Replacements. And I think it's kind of a meh movie for a lot of people, but I loved it. I think I was in the right mood. I thought every joke was hilarious. I loved the love story. I loved the, that outcast team like coming together with a special set of skills. Keanu Reeves was amazing. So my first one is The Replacements. Like I unabashedly loved it. So, okay, so that's my first one. Another one I thought of was like, I I haven't watched it since, and I know it's not a good movie. But for some reason, I loved the first Transformers movie with Shia LaBeouf. I saw it with a boy I really liked in high school. And then I think I saw it like 7 or 8 times in theaters. Because I was so excited about it for some reason. I liked it so much. I wanted to watch other people watch it and see what they thought. I wanted to see people react to it. And so I kept going back, and I know it's not good, but for some reason that was like such a good theater experience for me, which was so random.
Yeah, no, I get that though. I didn't have this on my list, but it reminded me of Pitch Perfect 3. I saw that one 3 or 4 times in theaters, and I was just obsessed. I don't know why.
3.
It just, some time in my life, it just hit right in all the things. But
which one is that?
Where they go to Australia and they get kidnapped or maybe not Australia, but they go on like tour and world tour or something, and they get
It's
kidnapped.
not the ones where like the international music competition.
No.
Okay, I don't think I saw that one. I didn't even know that they made that one. I wonder what that one is on Rotten Tomatoes.
I'm going to search it. Okay, you do one more.
Okay, I'll do one more while she looks at that one. Well, I mentioned Star Trek Nemesis, but Star Wars, I know that the prequels are very controversial, but I liked them. I really liked the prequels. I liked Natalie Portman and Hayden Christensen. And I think now, years later, I see like Hayden Christensen going to like these Comic-Cons and getting a standing ovation, and he's like almost in tears because at the time people were so mean to him about how much they hated the prequels. And he's like so appreciative when he's getting these ovations. And I think nostalgia goggles are real. Mm-hmm. And I also think movies are more critical maybe at the time, and then it takes a while. People can look back and appreciate them more. That's how a cult classic comes to be, kind of thing. But yeah, I actually liked the prequels just as much, I think.
I love that for you, Cass.
Yeah. I'm such a sci-fi person now,
Yeah. Well, can I mix and match a few of ours?
Yes.
So, yeah. So most of mine are rom-coms, and I have a list in my phone because sometimes when people ask me my favorite movies, I just forget. And so I just like to have the list in my phone. And I searched them, and like I mentioned, I actually laughed out loud. So, The Wedding Planner, 17% on Rotten Tomatoes. Made in Manhattan, 38%, which was one of my highest ones.
Okay, who did J-Lo hurt at Rotten Tomatoes?
Know, right? Something Borrowed, which for probably 10 years of my life, I said was my favorite movie. 15%. 15%. Home Again, 33%. Maid of Honor.
Home Again?
The one with Reese Witherspoon and that really, really, really cute boy. Yeah, I loved that one, but people did not love it. Maid of Honor, 15%. Twilight.
Oh,
with Patrick Dempsey.
Yeah, Patrick Dempsey and Michelle Monaghan.
I know, only 15%. I love that one. And Owen from Grey's Anatomy.
Yeah, it's so rewatchable for me, that one.
Oh my gosh, I've watched it so many times, and now I want to watch it again. And then Twilight, which is funny because I thought this one would have the lowest ranking of all my favorites because I feel like it's actually not very good, but I love it just because of the nostalgic factor. 48%. So,
okay, but for Twilight,
yeah,
it's bad, right?
Yes, but that's why I was surprised it got a higher ranking.
No, but when you're watching it, it's just because it makes you happy. It's not
yeah. When I watched the first one now, I'm like, LOL, what is this? But also I just kind of love it. And honestly, I probably watch the full Twilight series once a year.
I mean, once you watch the first one, you kind of can't stop.
Right? You gotta finish them.
Yeah. I mean, you do get hooked every once in a while.
Yes. Okay, but this last one I have takes the cake for being one of my most favorites, but the lowest score.
I think out of all of ours combined, this is the lowest.
Bride Wars. Some would say myself and Cassie, maybe the only two out there, a masterpiece, and my cousin Lenny. I know she say it as well. Anne Hathaway, Kate Hudson, the one guy that I can remember his name, but Van from Reba, and
Chris Pratt.
Oh wait, yes, and Chris Pratt.
Is Chris Pratt the? Oh my
and
gosh.
what's his face in One Tree Hill? Jake. Is the brother.
Yeah.
Anyways, if you
Jake.
can't tell from that cast update, the movie is Bride Wars. I can't remember if I already said that actually. Whoops. And it got a whopping 10%. Probably, honestly, it's probably one of my most favorite movies, like top 2 or 3. Top five. In rom-coms, top 2 or 3. Out of all movies, probably in there in my top 5. 10%. And there you have it as a below average movie expert. Roger Ebert and I would have some
Eat your
different
heart
opinions.
out, Roger. There's also a Cinderella story, which is Hilary Duff and Chad Michael Murray, which as a teenager, I literally would rewind that scene, certain scenes with Austin Ames, just over and over.
Oh my goodness, Austin Ames.
11% on Rotten Tomatoes.
Oh, shoot.
Yeah. Yeah.
You
I'll do
hate
it.
to see it.
Some of the ones I watched on the channel, Hook, which like was one of the movies I was most excited to show my children. Like I thought it was a masterpiece, but come to find out it's only 29% on Rotten Tomatoes.
What's the audience score on that one though? Because I thought people loved that one too.
That's a good question, but even Steven Spielberg has like basically disowned it. He was like, I'm like, Robin Williams, like
What?
the little Lost Boys. It was
Rufio.
I know. Maybe it was because of our age group. I don't know. I thought it was beloved, but
So did
that
I.
one surprised me. Another one is Robin Hood, Prince of Thieves. This is the Kevin Costner Robin Hood movie where he like does an accent like sometimes, maybe like an eighth of the time, but like I literally didn't even notice, and then every single comment was about his accent. But
And you're
it's
like, I was
got
just watching Kevin Costner.
It's got a 51%, so not terrible, but I know people like give Kevin Costner a really hard time about that one.
For
But I
our standards,
loved it.
51% is practically an Oscar. So.
Yeah. No, I loved that movie.
Or a Grammy.
I feel like it's one of
one's which?
not a Grammy's
Just kidding.
music.
Oh, yeah.
It's one of those ones that like that quote almost describes perfectly. Like, you know, there's probably a lot of things wrong with the dialogue and maybe historical accuracy and all that, but like I just like smiled the whole time. So
Yeah.
that's one from the channel. There was also Pearl Harbor, which I didn't watch on the channel, but I think that was the only war movie I watched before the channel. And it was my first like I was sobbing. It affected me so deeply, and I like loved Josh Hartnett, but I also loved Ben Affleck, and I loved Kate Beckinsale, and it was like I said, probably my first and only war movie, and I thought it was unbelievable.
Yeah, this was the one I was most shocked by because I do love that movie. It is so heartbreaking and sad, but I also thought everyone knew that was an amazing movie. Like I thought that one was critically acclaimed. So I'm just in shock over here.
24%. Yeah. Right?
What? What's the audience score? Man, we got to check back on a few of these audience scores. Dang it.
And I want to know like what they didn't like about it so much.
Yeah.
About that one.
They hate love stories and good people.
Maybe they do.
And people, the critics love war movies, so I'm shocked.
Yeah, I think it was probably that it was like too focused on the personal, but like that's what makes it so emotional is because you're imagining these real people in these real life situations with a real love back home.
Listen,
You
Cass,
know?
you're preaching to the choir on this one.
Okay, a couple more. Ace Ventura, When Nature Calls, one of our childhood favorites, 21%. Passengers, which I like really enjoyed, also very rewatchable for me, 30%. Pretty much all Nicholas Sparks movies.
Actually higher than yeah. That's higher than I expected, actually.
Nicholas Sparks movies, you know, this is like what we watched before the channel. So it was like our thing. They're mostly below 20.
You had Italian Job on there also. And in my mind, that one was like up there with Oceans and all the things. Do people not love the Italian Job?
Let me double check.
That's when I was first introduced to Mini Coopers.
Me too. I used to want one in high school so
Same.
bad. Let's see what the score is. Let's say 73. So maybe
shoot.
Maybe I was wrong on that one.
That's high praise from Rotten Tomatoes. Yeah.
Well, now I got to look up the audience score for Hook because that one hurt my feelings a bit. Dustin Hoffman, Julia Roberts, come on, 29%
Cast.
Okay. Well, let me click on it. Sorry. Okay, it's a 76% audience score. So we stand with the audience. Okay.
For the people of the people.
Yeah.
I don't even know where that's from, but I quote it a lot.
For the people of the people?
Yeah.
I think it's from Abraham Lincoln's like famous Gettysburg Address. I also could be making things up. We should probably censor ourselves a little more on the internet.
Yikes. I know I ran into someone and they had recently found out about Popcorn in Bed and they're like, I watched your movie. And I was like, if I said anything dumb, I apologize.
Yeah.
Still normal, still smart, kind of sometimes.
She likes math, guys. Don't worry.
Yeah. I'm like super good at math. Just kidding.
Okay, I think that is our list of movies that we enjoy, but maybe others don't. And we would love to hear your feedback on movies that you, for whatever reason, just love that are not acclaimed in any way, shape, or form.
Yes. I'm excited to hear everyone's. And I'm sure there will be a variety, so that'll be fun. Join our Patreon to comment on that.
I asked some people on the channel when I told them we were doing this, and I actually started making a list. I'm like, I actually really want to see that. But these are movies that people generally don't like another Kevin Costner movie called Waterworld. I've heard that people actually quite dislike the Da Vinci Code remake movies.
I watched that, and I thought it was good.
Yeah, they're not very well liked for...
Well, if I liked it.
Okay, well, that is it for our movies. We're going to end with a week highlight and low light. And I will start. It was Thanksgiving this week, and so a highlight for me was just, even though it's stressful, I hosted. There was 24 adults at my house and 9 kids, including newborn their 1-year-old twins. I took our tips and tricks to heart and didn't stress over the little things. And most of the time, I did cry in the pantry just once, but it was a very quick one. But for the most part, everything turned out good. It was delicious food and good company, and that was a highlight.
Oh, I love that. Kudos to you for hosting. I know you had a lot of people, so proud of you. And you are a great, great, great host, and you love all the little things. So I'm proud of you if you only stressed about them just a little bit.
Yeah.
My highlight was also on Thanksgiving. I joined a friend's family, and at one point, it was during dinner, we're just passing things. Someone asks a question, and a friend answers, and just I don't know, the way it was answered, we all just ended up laughing so hard. And I was just at the dinner table eating amazing food, but crying from laughing, which is my most favorite thing. And So that just stood out to me. It was really,
Yeah.
really fun.
It's good when that happens at appropriate times. It's the worst when you can't stop crying, laughing, and it's, during a church meeting or a funeral or something.
So true.
We should have started with our low light and then done the highlight.
high note. Dang it.
Yeah. We'll have to
Next
think
time.
of something happy in a second.
So I had some extra time over the Thanksgiving break, and I did some work on the Netflix Christmas movies. Oh, I know how to end on a happy note. Okay, I'll say that at the end. But my low light was, I hate to do this to you, Chad Michael Murray, Austin Ames, but the Chad Michael Murray Netflix movie, Merry Gentlemen, not good. And I watched two others. Okay, I watched Frosty Snowman and Our Little Secret, the Lindsay Lohan one. And I actually really liked both of those. But Merry Gentlemen, which I was excited about because Chad Michael Murray did not love it. Was
Dang it.
disappointed. So
Dang it. Yeah, in my mind, he just needs to stay Lucas Scott and Austin.
yeah, I mean,
Ames
like he's aged well, but I feel like he's still trying to act like he's Lucas Scott, like a high school
Broody.
sweetheart. And I'm like, no. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Dang it. My low light was I have fully jumped on the Utah Hockey Club bandwagon. Utah got an NHL team recently. Both my husband and me are Canadian, so we basically have to love it. But he has always loved hockey, so he is pumped. And we've been to a few games, and I get weirdly attached to sports when I'm there, especially. And anyways, we went to this last game on Black Friday, and it was such a good game, and we were winning, and then it went into overtime, and we lost like 1 second in. They were playing the Oilers. Connor McDavid, just too good, and it it hurt more than it should. And I'm like, I can't even name like 4 people on this team, but I was like devastated for them. I don't know. Something about,
I get it.
yeah, but they broke my heart a little bit, but we've recovered, so it's good.
I am just going to say this really quick on our low lights. I feel like both of us have fair low lights, but like a little bit silly or like superficial.
Yeah.
I don't know. Anyways, I just want to say that if anyone out there, our highlights were Thanksgiving. And if you had your highlight was Thanksgiving as well, or American Thanksgiving, that's amazing. But if one of your low lights was that and it was more of a lonely time, then we're so sorry about that. And hopefully times are turning, and just know that, the holidays aren't always great for everyone, but it'll be hopefully something good will happen this week, and you'll have a highlight and you can focus on that. And ending on a happy note, we are getting to the Christmas season. So even if sometimes holidays are hard for you, maybe you can try to find some Christmas spirit in the small little things, and that will bring some joy to your life.
Yeah. Watch your favorite Christmas movie.
I will admit, I've actually had a hard time getting into the Christmas spirit as an adult. Like I feel like in college, and every time I'd be going home a couple days before Christmas, I'm like, oh yeah, it's Christmas. Like I almost forgot. And for some reason this year, I am just feeling the Christmas magic. I don't know if it's because I watched those cheesy Christmas movies early or something. My roommates and I, we decorated for Christmas last night, but I am just feeling the Christmas spirit. So that's my foreshadowing highlight of the week.
I think it was Disneyland that did it for you.
Probably. You're right. Honestly, you're probably right. So
Yearly tradition. I probably couldn't pay you. Okay, that is our episode today. Thank you guys so much for listening. Can't wait to discuss more with your ideas and comments, and we'll see you again next time.
bye, everyone. Thanks for joining.
Bye.
Thanks for hanging out with this sisterly duo. If you enjoyed listening with us, don't forget to subscribe on your favorite platform, leave that beloved 5-star review,
And join our Patreon for bonus content and to be part of the popcorn community.